The biggest takeaway I got from reading this article was internalizing the three big questions that they asked, being, what do you consider the three main problems with today's corporate leaders? What do you consider to be the three most important reasons for these problems, like what caused that? And 3, to list all the traits and attributes that you, being the worker, consider important for future corporate leaders. Unsurprisingly, we learned that people don't like it when you're a self-centered narcissist who lacks morals, and they do like it when you're open, aware, honest, a good listener, etc. I would apply this information by keeping these questions in the back of my head while I conduct myself at work. Obviously, I want to be cognizant of the traits that are good and bad, but I think most importantly, I want to be cognizant of the factors that cause these bad traits. I want to be able to hone the ability to recognize the precursory behaviors that then lead to the formation of those bad traits and then nip them in the bud. I actually really like studying the second section, where reasons behind these big problems were suggested. There are a few that are pretty hard to fight, so for instance, the overall economy or lack of experience as a leader. The only way to gain experience as a leader is to spend time being a leader. However, there are a few really valid points that I'll continue to carry on with me on my journey to becoming a leader. The ones that I thought related to me the most were outdated principles and change times, a lack of awareness and guidance, too bottom-line focused, and a disconnect with coworkers and real problems. I especially want to focus on not being too bottom-line focused in my career. For a little bit of background, I work in a tiny shop in the shipyard, and there's this unspoken drive to complete as much work as possible, as quickly as possible. And this can create tension both between coworkers and the supervision. After reading this article, it's my goal to reframe that mindset at my workplace to one where we can all work efficiently and harmoniously. By being aware that those listed reasons could be behind why some supervisors are lacking in morals or displaying blatant disregard for their coworkers' needs, or even contributing to a block in communication, it can help myself and others recognize those trends before it happens, and we can work to improve ourselves instead. I thought this paper was really fascinating in what it holds for the future in IO psychology research. So for instance, we live in a global economy, and this paper only focused on working American-based MBA students. Would someone in Japan feel the same way about these attributes? What about somebody in Denmark or Tanzania? Or do MBA students from these countries value these same attributes and traits? I wonder what would happen if we had a larger and more diverse case study to go off of. How could a leader best succeed if one group values a quiet, thoughtful, introspective leader and another group values a commanding, powerful leader? How will this affect motivation in the workplace if a leader embodies the values of one culture over the other? I think all these questions are really important to ask and important to research, as they will impact the workplace as a whole.